Hi, hello, and welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca, and the city is aspirational. I recently came out with a spring knitting inspirations video with a bunch of patterns that I liked and that I deemed suitable for spring knitting. Today I'm back with a more realistic spring knitting plans video, and this is what I am going to attempt to be doing during spring and maybe a bit into summer, because some of these pieces could be summer appropriate. I don't know. We will see. I will be talking about some whips that I have. Some of them are actually UFOs. Some of them are from last summer, and some of them are last spring, to be exact, or spring and summer. And some of them are things that I cast on this spring. Then I will also be talking about a few patterns that I plan to cast on during spring. And I will also show you the yarns that I plan on using for those new cast-ons. So I will start with the whips and the UFOs, and I will just pick one from the pile. And the first one I'm really ashamed of. I mean, I'm not ashamed of the knit, but I'm ashamed of how little I've been working on it. So this is the lovely 9 p.m. tank by Tiffany Ty. And if you've been with me a while and you have seen this one before, you will notice that nothing has happened since last time I talked about it. So this is a tank top. It's a made to measure pattern. It's knit from the top down in the round, and you start with I don't remember whether it's the back piece or the front piece. They're quite similar. The back piece is a little more shallow than the front. I mean, this is hard to show off like this. So this is the back piece and this is the front piece. And then you pick up stitches and do the double knitted neckband. After that you pick up stitches for the strap, which is also made with double knitting. So I finished the first strap. It's somewhat uneven, but I think that blocking will fix that. So I am about to pick up for the second strap here, which I have not done. And this has been lying around for months. So I would love to sink my teeth into this and finish it. This is knit in a wool yarn. I will list all the yarns in the description box below. But this is a merino and Gotland blend, which is really lovely to the touch. It feels more like a merino than a Gotland, because the Gotland is usually a bit scratchier, but this is a next to skin soft. This is definitely going to be too warm for the height of summer, but as a spring piece with a shirt or a jean jacket or something like that on top, it will be pretty good. The next one is one that I have been fighting with. This is also a cut. I don't even remember when I cast on the 9 p.m. tag. I can put it on the screen after I check my Ravelry page. But this one I know I cast on last spring or summer. And this is the Cumulus tea, and it has been crumpled up inside this bag, so it's a bit wrinkly. If you were with me last year, you know about my struggles with plant fiber yarns, and this is no exception. I'm knitting with tynn, which is a yarn that I completely love. It's very thin, airy, drapey. It's perfect for hot summer days. The thing that I'm having trouble with is that I can't get this to be the right size. I started knitting the size I was supposed to, according to my bust measurement, and I think that was a large or an extra large, one of those two. It came out incredibly huge, so I went down a few sizes and started making a medium, which worked fine. until I hit the biggest point of the bust, and after that it's just like a tent. So then I started making decreases here, but I think I started them too late. I went down to an extra small, and it was still kind of big. At this point, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to rip back a little bit more and start the decreases earlier, and perhaps that will fix the problem. If not, this will just have to be a really relaxed, kind of oversized, breezy summer t-shirt, which I guess is fine. I will finish this. My mother has actually knitted 2 of these. She hasn't finished any of them, but she's almost finished with both of them. And she's done that during winter, spring. So I really need to get working on this one. For some reason, hers are not as huge as mine, which is very strange considering she's knitting a bigger size and with a yarn that is slightly thicker. So I don't know what's wrong with me. But I guess she doesn't mind that they come out a little bit bigger than her body. So the next whip is actually not a whip anymore. So this should not be on here, but I planned to finish my simple thing shawl scarf hybrid, and I already have. I mean, I could keep it here because I haven't sewn in the end, so I could do that. This is knit in Isager soft silk mohair. It's not soft silk, it's just silk mohair, and knitting for olive merino. There are 2 skeins of each in here. I have a little bit of the merino left, like this much. The silk mohair I ran out before I was done, as you can see here. So I just grabbed a little leftover of Drops Kidsilk in a beige color like this. So I mean, they're obviously not the same, but I really don't mind. As a matter of fact, this probably would have suited me better if I'd done that all the way through. But the thing with this, I wanted to use the Isager silk mohair because it's incredibly soft. And so yeah, I don't mind that this is slightly warmer than suits me perfectly. But yeah, so there are 2 skeins of each in here, and it gives you this little number, which is really great for spring wear, I think. The next one is actually also a whip. This is the ballerina wrap top. That has also been lying around for a long time, but one of these days I just felt like I wanted to finish this. And what I have done is I have made a few modifications. This is a top-down deep V wrap cardigan, and it's a free pattern. It has short sleeves, but I want to make it a long sleeved thing because this is going to be somewhat warm to wear with a mohair held with a sock yarn. So I wanted long sleeves with it. And I also did, because this was supposed to stop here, and then you were supposed to make I-cord ties, and there is an I-cord all around here. But I just wanted to have the ribbing at the bottom because I think that looks really nice. In hindsight, because when I put this on, it is really short, even though I added this much to the body. I am planning to wear it with dresses, which makes it fine, but I also want to be able to wear it with trousers or like jeans or something like that. And I haven't tried it on with my jeans, actually. So I will do that before I do anything to it. And I'm also going to finish the sleeves before I do anything else. And then I made these little ties. So when you fold it over, I didn't make a hole in the side like you were supposed to. I'm just folding it over like this, and then there's a tie. Let's see where I put that. Yeah, so there is a tie here, and then there's a tie here on the body where you tie, and then the same at this end. So there are 4 I-cord ties. This is a little bit messy when I'm showing it to you, but once it's finished, I'm gonna put it on and you can see the whole thing and how it works. And this is a really deep V, so you need to wear something underneath. So I was actually thinking to knit myself like a camisole that is a bit high-necked to wear under it. Something white or beige, or I don't know, maybe a pastel, some kind of pastel. But I mean, this only has the sleeves left. I started the first one. What I have to do now, I've only just knit straight thus far, but now I need to do some calculations for how many decreases I need to make and when to make them. So that's been holding me up a little bit, but I will do that, and I really want to finish it this season. It's not that much work left. The last thing that I have on my needles that I want to work on during this spring is the Nordic Bloom vest. And I cast this on not long ago. This is a Caitlin Hunter pattern. It's knit from the bottom up. It has those beautiful flowers. I knit this in Rauma finull, which is a sport weight yarn. And in the pattern it's knit in Rauma vams, which is more of an Aran weight yarn, I would say. So I made, instead of making the size 2 that I think would fit me in the right yarn, I'm making a size 5. I am afraid that I just picked a size that is a little bit too big. I probably should have made a size 4, because when I try this on, it just feels like it's on the big side. But I do want to finish the back and the front and put the whole thing together before I know whether this is too big or not. One thing that I overlooked is the row gauge, which means, because if I had used the thicker yarn, these the fronts would have been a lot longer because the yarn is thicker, and I did not account for that. So I am going to have to take out, because the shoulders are shaped with short rows, so I'm going to have to take out the short rows and knit straight for a bit, because it says in the back to knit for X amount of centimeters, and I realized that when I have done that, the back will be like twice as long as the front. So my progress on this also stopped because I realized I have to rip out the short rows on the front pieces and just knit straight for quite some time before I can put the whole thing together. So yeah, this is resting for a bit. Okay, for my new cast-ons for spring, I have a few things. The first one was the hipster hat. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to go through with this because now we're mid-April and I'm probably not going to need to wear a hat anymore, hopefully. I really think not, but I will tell you what I planned anyway. And this will happen at some point. I bought some knitting for Olive merino from the discount bin because there were only 2 skeins left of this, and I snatched them both. This is unicorn purple and it's really lovely. It is blowing out a bit, but looks like this. And I also, from the same bin, I found a skein of soft silk mohair, also from Knitting for Olive, in the color Putty, I think this is. I lost the ball band, so I can't double check. That I'm planning to hold together with this. I only have 1 skein of the mohair, and I don't think that is going to go all the way. But I also do have this little bit of kidsilk mohair from Drops that is quite similar to this. So that should work. And also no one can see the top of my head, so we're going to be fine. So this is either going to be the hipster hat or the classic ribbed hat, because I do want a ribbed. So the difference between them is that the classic ribbed hat is a 1-1 rib, and the hipster hat is a 2-2 rib. So whatever I feel like when I cast this on is what it's going to become. The next one is a pattern that I bought a while ago, I think 2 summers ago, or maybe it was last summer, I'm not sure. But that is the Corin cardigan from Rebecca Clow. And I really wanted to make myself the V-necked cardigan. I have already bought yarn that I planned for something else, but I heard some things about that pattern, so I am probably going to use this for the Corin cardigan, or that is the plan. So I have the drops, and also because I only bought 6 skeins of each, because that's what the pattern said was needed. You can't really make a normal cardigan with only, oh, you can, I can't in my size, with only 6 skeins of these yarns. But since this is an all over eyelet thing pattern, I think we'll be fine. So this is the drops Flora and the drops kidsilk in the color Lemonade. This is light lemon yellow, green leaning, but this is more of a butter yellow that is a lot warmer. That kind of annoys me because I wanted both of them to be like this, but I bought the yarn and I want to make something with it, and I'm not going to be bothered. So I want to make a Corin cardigan V-neck with long sleeves with these 2 yarns. And this cardigan is a drop shoulder. I do realize that this is going to be slightly warm due to the mohair, but also since it's completely holey, I think it will be fine. You can't wear it on hot summer days, but for a summer evening or the more cooler summer days, or like a spring day, I think it's going to be completely fine because of all of the holes. So that is going to find its way to my needles pretty soon. The next thing that I want to make is a t-shirt, and that is the baby tee from Wool and Beyond. And since this is a fitted t-shirt, I didn't want to make it in a plant fiber yarn because then it's not going to hold its shape. So I picked the drops Flora for this one as well, in this lovely blue color. And this t-shirt is knit from the top down, and it has a fitted silhouette, which I really like. And I think that this is going to be very nice to wear in spring, early autumn, and also all through winter as a layering piece. And I have had my eye on this pattern for quite some time. I don't feel like I'm in a rush to make this because it will work throughout the year, except for the warmest parts of summer. And the next to last pattern that I want to cast on during spring is the Oleander sweater from Audrey Borrego, and this is actually a free pattern. It is an all-over lace V-neck sweater with a drop shoulder construction. It's really beautiful, and the yarn I plan to knit this in is the Regia tweed. And I mean, I'm not really sure whether this is a dark brown or a charcoal yarn, but I mean, if I can't tell, I guess it doesn't matter. It seems like a cool color anyway, except for these flecks of red and orange in it. But I think that this kind of rustic tweedy yarn will create a really great contrast with the delicate feminine lace pattern in this sweater. So I have high hopes for this. And also this yarn has been in my stash for many years. I bought it to knit the Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. But after knitting the worsted weight Weekender, and that being kind of a slog, I just didn't really feel like making a fingering weight version of that sweater, however much I like it. And the last cast on that I'm planning for this spring, now that I'm talking about this, I feel like I'm taking on way too much, but at least I am ambitious, is the Detroit vest from Svarta Fåret. And this is a free pattern, and I did drop the yarn on the floor, so I will just... And I have talked about this before, because this was in my Spring Knitting Inspo episode. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but this is a cropped vest with a V-neck and a brioche pattern. And it has a button each side. And I am planning to knit this in Malabrigo worsted, which is a merino yarn in this lovely blue color that I don't remember what it's called. Because this yarn I bought many, many years ago. Like this is from the beginning of my knitting years. And I made a t-shirt with it. And this t-shirt is obviously really warm because this is a thick wool yarn. And I never really wore it. It was also kind of cute, like too cute for my style. So it didn't get anywhere, and hence I just frogged it. And now I'm planning on making a Detroit vest to wear over a dress. And those were all of the things I am planning to knit on or cast on during this spring. I do realize that it is a lot, and that like a big chunk of spring is already gone by, and I'm probably not going to be able to do all of these things, but at least it's more realistic than my inspirational episode that has so many patterns, none of which I had cast on when I was talking about them. So if it doesn't happen, that's fine. I hope you all have a nice spring day and that it's also sunny where you are. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!